Today we have a driving test leaving from Birmingham Garretts Green. It went out at 9:21 a.m. Now this is one of my favourite test slots by far. The morning rush hour is done, everyone's at work, everyone's at school, happy days. As always, I'll be pointing out any faults to you that do happen. If you find it useful, please drop any comment and like it, just so it can help spread the algorithm and reach more learners. The road is quite tight today. There's a good spot to the left where my learner could have pulled into. Instead of holding back, they decide to take the gap even though there's the van coming towards them. The distance both sides is extremely tight and they pick up serious fault. Now, a few things to remember is it's really quite hard to judge clearance with the dashcam. Because I see the footage all the time, I know that it was extremely close. The better option would have been to hold back, but let's see how the rest of the test goes. At this point, they don't know that they failed, so the driving should be on point. Now, down this stretch here, there is quite a lot going on. They've left a really good gap between the car in front, and they just wait and see what happens. I know they've been there quite a while, but it's not their fault, so you wouldn't get marked down for this. And a gap finally appears. It'd be good to check your mirrors here because something could quite easily have caught up with you. That van shouldn't have been emerging, but it was. They held back for it. They did the right thing there. And believe it or not, the end of the test centre is clear. Yet again, there's more going on. This has been quite a hard start. At this point, you would have to check your mirrors, make sure it's safe to continue, position in the box. Fortunately, it was empty, so it wasn't as difficult. Down this stretch, they did get to 23 miles per hour, so they picked up one minor fault for use of speed. Always keep an eye out for road signs around you. This is the best way to know if the speed limit has changed. Notice how there's a blockage to the right. This could be a little bit of a tough situation. The best thing to do would be enter the road at a normal position, check your right hand mirror, give the truck enough space, and then carry on. It was really well handled. This is pull-up number 1 of the test. This would be the angled start. The main thing they want to see here is that you do your all-round observations, you move off when it's safe, and you don't get too close to the parked vehicles. And this is stop number 2. This is their hill start. It's not the nicest one that they could be doing, but they pulled it off really well. Fantastic clutch control. This is why it's important to practice lots of different stoppings before your test. Make sure you mix it up. Have a normal stop with no blockages, a hill start, and an angled start. At one point there was a small opportunity to go, as the red car was acting as a blocker. They were a little bit hesitant and didn't move out. Sometimes though, if you don't know, it's best not to go. From this point here, sometimes you may be following road signs for Chelmsley Wood. At the roundabout, they're going straight ahead. They did take it from the inside, then come off on the outside, but if you do your mirror checks and it's clear, it is safe to do that. Coming up at the traffic lights, they're turning right. This can be a little bit of a tricky one as it's quite a large junction. A lot of people run the red light. They have a really good positioning and they wait near the point of turn. They're not blocking any oncoming traffic. Perfect. This stretch does get extremely tight at times. If they'd have held back like this at the beginning of their test, currently they wouldn't have any serious faults. Now they are stopping for a third time. This should be their final stop. It used to be about 4 to 5 times and it has been reduced. Again, coming up is a really tight situation. If you don't know whether you can fit, you should really be thinking, should I be trying? Now the situation's cleared up, he progresses, perfect. Now, bit harsh of the van pulling up there, but he reacted, so well done. Sure why, but this roundabout throws quite a lot of people off. They've been asked to go left. It is quite a sharp one, so don't be taking that in third gear. I have had someone try it before. Now, I did think this was a little bit hesitant. I'm not sure why it wasn't marked down, maybe because they moved off quickly after, I'm not sure. Now, this is the stretch of road that everybody likes to floor it down. Please remember it is only a 30 road. A few of the test routes, it will take you on a 50 road and then down here. People are still in the fast mindset. Please be very careful. Famous spiral roundabout, they are going right towards Moor End Avenue. Fantastically done, can't fault it. Now I can see already this roundabout is looking a little bit busy. One thing to remember is early vision, early decision. You can see quite far across at this roundabout. Have a nice early look, see what you think, have a last look, decide if you're going to commit. Always look, assess, decide and act. They're probably going to be turning left for a forward bay park or a reverse bay park. This whole thing was pulled off perfectly. There wasn't any faults picked up for their manoeuvre. This seems like a nice busy one today. Same as I said in the last roundabout. We look, we assess, we decide and we act. If you don't know, you don't go. Down the stretch, I'm extremely glad they did the speed limit because what do we see ahead? Type a comment when you first see it, how long it took you. Yep, you were correct, it is a mobile speed camera. Personally, I think they're fantastic as we should all be doing the speed limit anyway, and this is right next to a school on a perfectly straight road. People speed hit all the time. I know I haven't said anything down this stretch, but nothing's been going wrong. All the mirror checks I got told at the debrief were fantastic. There's just not a lot to point out. There is a bit of a backlog of traffic at the moment. Remember, traffic isn't bad. It sucks up a bit of time in your test, and when you pass, you're probably going to be in it anyway. So don't stress too much about traffic on your test. You won't be driving longer than the 45 minutes. Now there is a lot going on at this roundabout. There's cars everywhere, but they found a really good blocker and then they took it. Normally this coach is at the test centre and they normally have to stop and reverse into their bay. If you see this coach pulling into the test centre, give it loads of space. It normally needs quite a lot of room to manoeuvre back into its hub. Again, there is a very large narrowing in the road. This time they handle it well and they reduce the speed really good. There was an equal space either side. Pedestrian, he had plenty of room. They noticed what the coach was going to do and they held back. They're giving all the traffic to the right enough room, but the truck decided not to move out anyway. They've looked all the way around them and they've noticed what's going on. This is the sign of a really good driver. So now we're returning back to the test centre. It was only 2 minor faults and 1 serious fault. With results like this, they need to rebook their test ASAP. As just 2 driving faults, it shows you that they are a fantastic driver. Not the result either of us wanted, but it does show that they can drive.